Hello, cabinmates. Welcome back to another video, specifically Percy Jackson. And today I'm gonna be, I guess this is kind of a ranking video, but I'm gonna be discussing which Lightning Thief adaptation is the best. For those of you who don't know, or maybe are aware, there are 3 different adaptations of The Lightning Thief, of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. There's the movie. There is the show that just recently came out, which you guys can check somewhere. I think it's in this corner. Not sure. Here, I'll have a link to that down below. And then finally, there is the musical. Well, so, this is definitely, as you can tell, very unscripted. This is just sort of me giving my thoughts of what's the best and whatnot. So, for me, number 3, or the worst adaptation, has got to be the movie. It doesn't really follow the plot. They throw Persephone in there for no reason, and nor lore things. It's not that good. Not to mention, like, they aged people up, like, it is just a complete mess left and right, like, Percy can't think for himself, which, in that at all, which, if the protagonist can't come up with any ideas, that is a problem. Like, Percy literally is told everything to do. He can't think for himself, whatnot. Now, granted, of the 2 movies, this is not the worst one. The worst one is The Sea of Monsters. Whereas out of the 2 movies, it's a hot mess. The beginning of the film was good. They did Gabe right. The casino was fun, unlike in the show, which I'll get into later. And those were really the only 2 things that. Oh, they did Gabe correctly. I mean, whatnot. So, yeah, it's definitely a film that exists. Yes, and then, the other good thing we got about from that movie was that we got the Rick emails, which I don't remember where you can find them. If you haven't read them, go read them because they are hilarious. Like, Rick somehow maintains his comedy while being angry at someone. I don't know how he does it, but that is writing goals right there of being able to be angry yet be funny. I mean, I can't. I struggle with writing funny things anyway, but yeah, that is definitely one of the few bonuses. So number 2 for me is the show. The TV show. I mean, I think I've said this in my episode 3, review, but maybe I didn't, I don't know. But honestly, if I hadn't been reviewing the show for this channel, I don't think I would have continued past episode 3. I honestly really want. I might maybe after listening to something like podcast or whatnot, not and hearing good things about episode 4, it might have convinced me to watch it, but I don't know. The podcast I listen to had positive things to say about the first 3 episodes, and I'm sorry, episode 3 is the worst one. But there's just so many plot holes and bad writing in that. I just can't do it. I can't go back watch episode 3. Episode 2 suffers from them putting so much in there. There was a main issue to where I think if they had longer run time, it might have done well. There was a lot of telling and not showing of things which them making Luke sympathetic early on in the show, for those who haven't seen it, were good. But yeah, there were some good episodes. It was in there for sure, but there were some episodes that just really struggled, like Gabe. Gabe was the thing where, he was, the movie got Gabe right. It felt so Gabe's behavior fell off, wasn't the same, and therefore it fell off. And from what I've heard of, interviews with, the director or producer, I'm not sure which, he stated that the reason why they made Gabe the way he was because they wanted to make Sally more sympathetic, I guess. They wanted you to care more about Sally before they killed her in the first episode, which, if that was the thing, I felt like you could have done that and just removed him. I am sure there are those who, I don't know if there are those of you who are watching this video who grew up in an abusive household or knew someone who was in an abusive household and grew up with the books, whatnot, or if you enjoyed the show and grew up with, or if you're just got into Percy Jackson because of the show and are in an abusive household, that feels like it's taken away that representation that's needed. And so if you cut away that, I honestly think they should have just cut Gabe out. He wouldn't serve he doesn't really serve too much of a purpose. Honestly, you could easily gone around that. But that's something for, anyway, that the game thing was there. The fights were too short and whatnot, and the reveals, besides the Aries and Echidna reveal, the others just were terrible. Or not terrible. They were, I guess Mrs. Dawes wasn't that bad, but and the fact that Grover is a satyr. But the others were just, we didn't get to guess who those characters were, which was the fun things in the books. As you can see, they're right there on that shelf. That was the fun thing about the books, trying to figure out who they are. They kind of took it away from that. It's just not as fun. Fun and whatnot. So, this is where I think my number one, the musical, did a really good job in terms of adaptation, which the reason why I kind of held off this long to do what was the best adaptation was because I just recently saw it. Like, I had listened to the music before, so I knew some of the things, but I had never seen it, which seeing, seeing it did clear some things up, like there's in Last Day of Summer, or Luke says, Oracle warned you betrayed by a friend. I was so confused how Luke knew what the Oracle said, but then as I was watching the musical being performed, Percy tells Luke, so I was like, oh, that's how we knew. Now, as they also say that in Last Day of Summer. Alright, and what not? Yeah, but yeah, the songs were great. They're all catchy, in my opinion. And like, funny, as I was coming home and whatnot, I not just listened, but like, one of the songs I was listening to was, Another Terrible Day, where it's done. Nice singing about how much he hates working at Camp Half Blood. It's great. Right, but yeah, all the songs are catchy, cool. Oh, Tree on the Hill. Almost always hits me in the feels, no matter how many times I listen to it. And seeing it on the stage, ooh, that, yeah, I definitely cried at that performance. Yeah, but yeah, no, it stays close to the books too. It doesn't, the changes they make pretty much make sense for the most part. They did change, like, the squirrel into, the poodle into a squirrel. I'm not sure why they did that, because they thought squirrel would be easier or make more sense. I'm not entirely sure. There's, and then, they do, so, like, they changed the pearls to escape into, a seashell, which for a stage production makes sense because here's the thing, if you are that far back, because it's a stage, you're seeing things in person, depending on how far back you are, like, honestly, you're further back than how far my room is sometimes. You're not going to see something like this, like a friend's figure. You're not going to see that from a distance. Whereas with a seashell, depending on the size, you can absolutely see it. So that makes sense. I understood that change. They also decided to not include I don't oh god. I don't remember if I think Hades gets his helmet back. I honestly don't remember. Or if he does or not. I was originally gonna say I don't think he does, but and then of course they have Annabeth train Percy in sword fighting, so Luke, which is a little bit off and whatnot. But like the things and they, the impressive thing is they managed to get like the book pretty much close to close enough to it in like 2 hours. Whereas again, there's some changes they made. Combined they combined a couple of things, and then there are things like the the capture of the flag game and the bathroom encounter with Celeste is all wrapped up in one song. And of course, there is Drive, the song Drive, where they just kind of push past quite a bit of travel. Let's speed up, but like a musical 2 hours. Whereas a lot of that stuff is kind of monsters of the week anyway, sort of thing, and not really plot important. But yeah, the changes they said, there are some things where it's like, there are some things where changes where it's like, okay, that makes sense, and others where I'm like, wait, what? What? But yeah, they managed to make Luke more sympathetic, too, or like, not more. They managed to at least get Luke's sympathy across in the parts that we see, so that way we feel bad for his betrayal. I don't know if this is this was just about the version I saw, but they had Dionysus show up when Luke was like threatening the gods because they had all the campers there, and of course, Luke's gotta escape, but Dionysus does absolutely nothing, which is just so weird. Like he threatened to turn Percy into a dolphin. Why wouldn't he just do that to Luke? Luke, like, it's one of the things where, like, you probably shouldn't have had that guy. You probably shouldn't have put Dionysus there in that scene, but I think that's just that production. That could just have been that production making a bad choice. I don't know. But yeah, the music, if you get a chance to see it, Percy Jackson musical, highly recommend you go watch it. Best adaptation yet. Yeah, if it's not in like your like high performing theaters, I check any high school productions or things like that, because that's how I saw it through a high school production. That's also why I didn't comment on any of the acting for any of the performances, because there's different things and whatnot. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And listen to my opinions. I'm gonna try, and at least for this semester, I'm gonna try and see if I can get like a video up every month. I messed up with doing that in February, but that was a bit hectic. So yeah. Until next time, wise up.